to try to get through this as quick as possible, but this video is way overdue and so many people have so many questions and keep asking me about it, so I figured I'd just make a video explaining everything. So about 2 months ago, I was on the phone with my fiancé at the time, and we were on the phone for quite some time. It literally came out of the blue, but I had to pry it out of him, mind you. Okay, and we were on FaceTime because he was out of town for work, and he wasn't going to be home for like another 10 days or so. Well, it got to the point where he was starting to seem a little like off, and I kept asking him like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? You seem like not focused. You're acting a little weird. And his first response was, no, I'm just tired. It's been a long day at work. So I proceeded to keep talking to him about my day and all the other things we had coming up. And I just noticed he wasn't like listening to me. So I kept asking him like, are you sure you're okay? Like, you just seem off. So then after me doing this for like probably a good 10 minutes, he finally goes, I'm just stressed. I'm like, okay, what about? He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, just tell me, like, quit beating around the bush at this point. And he finally just out of the blue says, I just don't want to be with you anymore. I'm unhappy, and I've been unhappy for a while. So naturally, I'm like, what? Because mind you, that morning, he was texting me, good morning, beautiful. I love you. I hope you have a great day. I do have the screenshots for proof because, you know, I come with receipts. But also he acknowledged our anniversary. Now, we don't celebrate like month anniversaries, but we always acknowledge them. And that was our 4-year and 3-month anniversary, if I'm being exact. So anyway, we're talking. I just got to the point where I'm like, you've clearly made up your mind. Like, you don't even seem sad, remorseful, nothing. Like, what? Like, so of course my mind went to instantly, okay, who is she? He swore up and down there was no one else. He's just been unhappy for a long time. And I'm like, well, again, this is news to me because what? You were just home and everything was fine. So anyway, he just did not seem present. He gave 0, if you know what I'm saying. And I was like hysterical, crying my eyes out. So it got to the point where I'm like, you know what? You clearly don't care. There's nothing else I have to say. You've clearly made up your mind. Like, I'm getting off the phone. So we hang up. I didn't hear from him at all. Like, we didn't talk for days. But let me back up because the day before, I noticed he had added Snapchat. And the only reason I found that out is because I was getting ready to go to bed. Normally he says goodnight. I didn't hear from him. So I texted him after I got off one of my jewelry lives and nothing. So it's like, okay, he just fell asleep. Well, I'm scrolling in bed and doing all the things, checking notifications. And I had a notification on Snapchat that said I had a new friend request. Well, it wasn't a new friend request. It was actually someone in my contacts who had added Snap, and it was him. So after I had texted him like goodnight, I sent him another text and said, by the way, did you create a Snapchat again? And a backstory with that, when we first started dating, we had issues with Snap because he was getting videos from other women doing things inappropriately to themselves. Anyway, it almost caused us to break up, but he decided, you know, it's not worth it. I'll get rid of the whole thing. So he's been without it for 4 years, okay? Well, I'm getting ready for bed. I was scrolling for like a good 30 minutes and he finally texts me and he goes, oh, sorry, I've been in and out of sleep. And yes, I did read down Snapchat. I've been without it for 4 years. I thought it was about time. So my response was, okay. Okay, so now fast forward to the day after he ended things with me over the phone because of me prying. So my best friend was texting me like crazy. I didn't get these text messages because I was asleep, but I woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to go to the bathroom, and I happened to grab my phone and look at it, and I happened to check the messages, and she said, what the heck is going on? Because he had changed his profile picture, hid his relationship status, so I wasn't even like anywhere on there anymore. Which I get, you just ended things with me, but it hasn't even been an hour. So anyway, I texted him the next morning and I just basically said like, this is really hurtful. Like, do you not see how hurtful this is? Like, this is so fresh and like, you're just like, you just seem so eager to be single. So his response was some lame, corny excuse like, I was speaking from the heart, Lauren. Anyway, stupid. That was it. Anyway, days go by. I had a lot of time to reflect, process all the things in this time, but 4 days had gone by. I decided to go live again because I have a business to run. So I get on live with no intention of speaking on it at all. But someone came in my live that I hadn't seen in a very long time. They were like, oh my God, have you been? What's new? I haven't seen you since you were in Virginia Beach. And my brain instantly went to, well, let's see, my fiance just ended things with me out of the blue. I burned my hand on a crock pot. You know, I was just talking about all the things that had happened to me in the day. And I was fine, was not emotional at all. But I got emotional because someone had asked me what's going to happen with Lola. Lola was his dog, but AKA my dog, because I raised her for the last 4 years while he was out of town working and never home. So of course I lose it. I start bawling hysterically on live. I had him blocked at this point, but someone was watching because the next thing I know, I'm getting text message from him threatening me, reminding me like, who pays the electric bill and who's on the cell phone plan and this and that and the other. So what does he do? He cuts me off of the internet, so I couldn't run my business for a week and a half, threatening to cancel my phone line. Luckily, my best friend came through and was like, go to AT&T, I got you set up, I already went there. Anyway, got that figured out. So then, of course, more threats. He's telling me get the out of his house, all these things, like just erratic behavior, and telling me I need to watch my mouth and what I say on TikTok, basically trying to silence me. And first of all, you're not going to silence me. I'm going through a really hard time. I'm allowed to talk about it. And I wasn't talking shit about you, but if I want to, I could. So a week goes by, he's still out of town. He finally shows up on like a Saturday morning, and I had told him, you need to let me know when you're gonna come home because I want my stepdad or the cops to be here because I don't feel safe with you. And he like made a joke out about it, was like laughing and like mocking me. Well, the day he shows up, he comes knocking on my door. Lauren, the cops are here and they want to talk to you. So I go outside and the cops are like, hi, so we're here because he called and told us the situation. And I'm like, what situation is that? And they were like, well, he called us and told us what was going on, and he just wants a peaceful transition with no problems. And I literally laughed and said, that's funny because the text messages I have from him say otherwise. So anyway, they asked if I needed help or whatever, and I was like, no, I'm fine, but like, what? So they leave. He comes into my room with these, I call them Temu papers because they had stains and like scratch marks all over them. Basically a template that someone printed off. It's probably his new girl that he's with now. Anyway, trying to say he's serving me to like get me kicked out in 3 days. And I said, well, that's funny. I know my rights. I talked to an attorney. Like, this is complete BS. So I laughed and I threw the papers, and he picked them up and took off with them. I do have screenshots of those as well. So at this point I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to try to stay in the house any longer. Let me just pack my shit and get out as fast as I can. Well, it was on a weekend. Sundays, the storage unit was closed, so I at least had it reserved. Monday morning, I went to go get a U-Haul, get my stuff in the storage unit, and I was out of there. Well, he ended up blocking me on Facebook. And then the next morning, after I had moved out, he forgot to block my parents and my best friends and like half of my friends. Well, he decided to post his new relationship. The idiot forgot to block my parents. So my stepdad was the one who found out that he was cheating on me with another girl living a whole double life. So of course, naturally, I'm like, okay, this girl, there's no way this girl didn't know about me. Oh, well, she did, because my best friend messaged her and was like, did you know he had a whole ass fiance? Like, how could you be okay with that? And you know what her response was? Word for word, her response was, I don't give a, and neither does he. So she knew about me. What's comical is she put all of her social media private, and then she ended up putting it on public, and one of my followers found her TikTok page, and she had posted some really hysterical video compilation pictures of the two of them, basically saying like, oh, I'm so thankful that God brought you to me. And I'm like, bitch, God does not bring married or taken men to you. The worst part about it all is that he literally stripped me from the home that I took care of. I ran my business out of. He sabotaged my business. I couldn't run my business for almost 2 weeks. Luckily, my parents lived right up the road, so I'm staying with them. Luckily, I had a place to go. But before we moved to Texas, I sold my truck. He traded his truck in for a car that I drove because he said it would be mine because he had a work truck. Convenient, right? So not only did I not have a place to live, I didn't have a vehicle, and he took the dog that I cared for more than anything in this world away from me. There's a lot more to it, but that's kind of everything in a nutshell. You guys have been asking me every time I'm on live what happened, because a lot of you guys saw him. He was in my lives. He was part of my life for 4 years. So obviously you guys are going to have questions about where he is and what the heck happened. So that's what happened. I'm sorry this was so long, but it is what it is, you know? F him. Hey guys, so if you're seeing this, you probably saw my last video of me talking about how I found out my ex-fiance was cheating on me, and I'm here to give you a little update, but also to address some stuff from the first video. So I mentioned in the first video how my ex-fiance blocked me on social media, and then the day after I moved out into my parents' home, he posted his new relationship publicly. So not only did he post it publicly, but the girl posted it publicly, and one of my friends reached out to her, and of course if you watched the first video, her response was, I don't give a, and neither does he. So here's the update. My ex reached out to one of my friends, asked her and everyone to stop talking about them, saying that the girl has never done anything wrong to me and doesn't deserve this type of treatment. He even used the word bully. So I wanted to come on here and clarify everything, because she's not being bullied, and she does not get to play the victim, and neither does he. If you post your affair publicly on the internet for everyone to see, be prepared for the consequences. He even said that he never in a million years thought he would be trolled by people on the internet. I mean, what did you expect? I have like 80-something thousand followers. Who knew you? And you followed some of them. So that's the update. But I just wanted to say, you don't get to play the victim. You're definitely not being bullied. But also, expect for people to call you out on your especially when you post your affair and your new girl is bragging about being a homewrecker. I'm just saying, what did you expect was going to happen? Now, as far as the whole video goes, I only gave you guys bits and pieces of what really happened. I mean, you kind of got the gist, but I didn't go into the whole 4 years of what I experienced. And I was honestly shocked by some of the comments. Most of them were people that have been in the same situation as me or are currently going through it. But then a lot of the comments were grown women commenting and telling me what I should or shouldn't have done, or saying it was my fault or that I deserved it. Like the craziest things I've ever heard. But this will not be a 10-minute long video. I just wanted to come on here, give you guys an update, and to say thank you for all the support that I've received, all the messages. It's been truly amazing. I did not expect that video to go viral. I was just thinking I was updating my followers, the people that have known me the longest on this app. And it reached a lot of you guys. So thank you for listening, and I'm with you. I'm here for you. If you ever need someone to talk to, I do plan on making more videos in the future talking about narcissists and the behavior patterns and just all the things. So hopefully I can help people, and so more people can be aware, because this is the first time I've ever been with a true narcissist, and it's terrible. It's traumatic, and a lot of people have had it even way worse than me. So I just want to be a voice for those that don't have a voice, and I want this to be a place where people can come and relate, even though that's really sad that there's so many people out there that are going through the same thing and worse. But just know that I'm going to talk about this. My goal is to bring awareness, because so many people are going through it or have gone through it, and it's something that's not talked about very often, because a lot of the times people are too afraid to speak out. So I will be posting more.
Welcome to my story time. There's going to be many of these, I fear, so good for you if you stick around. This is a story about how me and my ex-boyfriend broke up. I basically found out on April 7th that something wasn't right in our relationship, as he had lied to me about where he was, and he was acting a lot more suspicious than he ever had before. And I questioned him, and I could tell he was lying. I told him when I got home from work I was going to confront him, and if he was lying to me, we were breaking up. I got home from work and I confronted him. He lied to me, and also had taken that time to write up about 3 pages on his phone, like scrolling worth 3 pages of all the things he hated about me and all the ways that I was ruining our relationship, which was really surprising, because the whole issue was that he was lying to me. I was also confused by that, because he came at me so hot when I got home and was so angry at me. Eventually I was like, what were you doing today? And he said that he drove 2 hours to see another girl for 10 minutes. And at that point I said, we're broken up. We're done. We have recently looked at engagement rings and picked one out and planned to go to Italy or Europe somewhere for about 3 weeks this summer, which I assumed would be where we would get engaged. I'm not going to talk about an engagement with a man and plan a life with him while he lies to me, even if it's just about seeing a woman for 10 minutes, regardless of what it is. That's not happening. I was very angry at this point, and I kicked him out of our bedroom. He sent me several messages trying to let me know how sorry he was and how much he loved me, and nothing happened. Nothing happened with this girl. I messaged the woman and I said, hey girl, this is the situation. I appreciate any of your insights. Not mad at you. Want to understand what's happening. She took a long time to message back, which I thought was a red flag, and she assured me that they were just friends. Just friends. Nothing between them. She's so sad this is how we met. She wished we could meet on better circumstances, and she's been dying to get to know me. I appreciated it. I trusted it, somewhat. My gut told me that wasn't true, but I said thank you for the information. Regardless of that, I still told him we're not getting back together. It's not about what you did or didn't do with this woman. It's about the lie. You're not going to lie to me like that and us get engaged. That's not happening. For the first couple of days, it was really awkward, and then not happening. For the first couple of days, it was really awkward. And then on the 10th, we broke up on the midnight of the 7th. On the 10th, I'm at the gym, and he texts me and says, I hope you're not upset by this, but I took all our photos down off Instagram. And I was like, no, I'm upset. I'm upset by that. I'm actually really upset by that. And he was like, oh, well, I just couldn't bear to look at them anymore. And I was like, that's not right. Not correct. I know that's not right. And later on, I would find out that he had just put himself on dating apps. He used to participate in sex parties, and he had just messaged the sex party people to let them know that he was interested in coming back. He was already receiving images from other women from the dating apps and planning to meet up with them. And we were still living together. I think that at this point, I'm thinking like, we're going to get back together. We're going to work this out. We're going to go to therapy. It's going to be fine. We live together. I love him. I plan to marry him. I didn't ever think I would marry anybody, and I thought I would marry this man. Yeah. For about a month, he played in my face and made it very obvious he was going out on dates while I laid in my bed and cried myself to sleep after work every night. And I lost about 10 pounds that first month. Altogether, throughout this breakup, I've lost about 15 pounds or so, which I'm not proud of, and it's not healthy. And I know that. He sat there and made me feel bad for a month and made me believe that our breakup was because I didn't trust him to have female friends. And he had a lot of female friends. He had female friends that he had had previous sexual relationships with, and I knew about, and I had become friends with them. I believed him though. And he used my childhood trauma as, oh, look, see this area in your life that you haven't healed? That's bothering me. And I was like, you're right. You're right. I'm a bad person. I'm making this relationship horrible. So I'm in therapy trying to fix myself so I can fix him, so I can fix us, because I want to work. On my birthday, May 3rd, almost a month into this every day, me crying myself to sleep, literally going to work and crying at work, which is so embarrassing. Sorry about all my coworkers who've had to deal with that. On my birthday, he sits me down and he tells me, I'm going to tell you the truth today. Okay, I'm open to it. What's the truth? Let's hear it. The truth is, he's been cheating on me with the girl that he went to go see for 10 minutes since December. And they've been having an ongoing relationship where they talk every day, all day long while I'm not around, which is funny because I had been noticing recently that every time I come in the room, he like, oh, my phone, oh my God. And I'm just like, I catch him on that and I'd be like, why do you do that? Like why do you like do that? And he's like, I don't, you're crazy. Why don't you trust me? And he'd get mad at me and I'd be like, damn, I have to work on that in therapy. I have to get better. I have to trust him. I was right. My gut was right. My instincts were right. During this time when he was having this emotional relationship with this girl that he'd had a sexual relationship with, but she didn't live in the state that we live in, I sank into a pretty bad depression and I couldn't understand why, because my life was perfect. I was probably going to marry my best friend. He was having a lot of career success, and even though I wasn't, he assured me that since I'd been taking care of him for years, he got me until I could make something happen. So I was like, why do I feel like my nervous system is like crashing in on itself? I couldn't understand it. He really made me feel bad about that. Looking back, I'm like, my nervous system was trying to tell me what was happening and I wasn't listening. Always listen to your intuition. Always. I was dreaming every night that this man was cheating on me, and I would tell him about my dreams. I would tell him. You know what he would say? I'm sorry you're having bad dreams. Maybe you should take some melatonin. Sorry. I hate that you dream like that. I hate that your dreams hurt you. I would never do that to you. Meanwhile, he's doing it to me. He's doing it to me in that moment. Crazy. Anyway, now we're going to get to the really good part. I started going through his journal. I started going through his iPad when he wasn't home because I'm a good girlfriend. Really, I really am. I respect your space. I respect your privacy. I'm not a great ex-girlfriend. That's the thing. I'm not a great ex-girlfriend. That's what I've realized. And, yeah, so I started looking for stuff and I found a journal entry from months ago where he had written that he hates me and that I'm a bum and that I'm a nothing. I'm a waste of his love. To my face, he's telling me I'm the love of his life, that he has never been happier, that he cannot wait to marry me. He's telling me that unprompted. I have the text messages. I have the receipts. I am not crazy. He's telling me this while he's writing how much he can't stand me. When I go through his iPad, I find that he is texting about 27 women. Several of them are under the impression that they're meeting somebody they could start a relationship with. I have never been so disgusted in my entire life to see the way that he treats these people. Like they're nothing. Like they have no feelings. Like they don't matter to him whatsoever. Texting the same pictures to girl after girl after girl. Literally setting up different times to sleep with each girl. Like back to back. There was a day that he woke up, asked for a nude from one girl. She sent nudes. Then he went to go hang out with his friends. A different girl and him slept together. He left her house to take a third girl on a date, slept with that girl, came home, texted a fourth girl that he told his friends about her. And he's so excited for the life they're going to have together and for his friends to meet her. That's crazy. I'm not insane. That is crazy. I basically started accumulating all the evidence, screenshots, videos, because I'm like, hell no, not on my watch. If a girl had done this for me, that would have saved me $65,000 and 3 years of my time. I don't have the time to waste. I don't want to waste time with somebody. I would rather be alone than be with somebody like this. I wasted my time and my love on a nothing and a nobody. Let's get that right now. I have never gotten over someone so quickly. I think everyone should get 3 months of receipts of their ex after they break up if you're having a hard time getting over them, because you'll get over them real quick when they're like this. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting to see somebody toy with other people's emotions and constantly pick girls who are about 6 to 8 years younger than him because he knows they're easier to manipulate, more naive. I don't like that behavior. I didn't like it before. I don't like it now. If you have an age gap relationship, that's great. I do not judge you. But when you are consistently going after much younger women, that's a problem. That's a problem. That needs to be highlighted. That's not okay. You are becoming a predator. And I guarantee you, the older he gets, they're going to stay the same age. They just are. Those are the ones that are easy to manipulate. And any woman his age, any woman who has been through someone like this before, looks at him and is like, no, whatever you're doing, whatever this is, I can see through it. I'm not doing it with you. So he goes after the young and naive. Not on my watch. Not if I have anything to say about it. So here's my TikToks, here's my videos. Watch them, share them, and protect yourself. Because these men are in these streets playing with your hearts and your feelings, and they don't give a fuck about what they're doing to you or your friends or your sister. And if nobody ever says anything, if everyone just lets them get away with this treatment, if everyone stays silent, they're going to keep doing it. You have to hold them accountable. You have to hold a mirror up and say, look at who you are. This is not okay. This behavior, the way that you treat women, the way that you treat people, not okay. Maybe he won't change. That's fine. But you know what? The amount of thankful text messages I've gotten from these women, that's all I needed. Just to know that I made a difference for them, that I saved them from what I went through, that's enough for me. So here's your warning. You can find him on my Instagram. I changed the caption of our beautiful anniversary video. I'm leaving it up unless he legally has me take it down someday. Check it out. Share it. That's who he is, and it's who he's always going to be.